Another daily roundup of Russian Telegram chatter. Read the disclaimer below, please. Your like and subscribe is appreciated, it helps with increasing the reach of the channel. On Telegram today, about half of Russians over 60 have noticed signs of anxiety or depression, according to a study by RANEPA. Chairperson of the State Duma Committee on Family Protection, Fatherhood, Motherhood and Childhood Nina Ostanina linked depression in Russians to the implementation of the SVO. She suggested that depression would pass after the victory, or fill cemeteries if they lose. The latter has a much higher probability as the crafty Ukrainians continue their push to Moscow via Kursk. The population of Russia has become massively stupid. Not everyone, of course, but many. Frighteningly many. The overall impression is as if an epidemic of early dementia had occurred. Operational memory fails, the simplest logical actions are difficult, aggression and suspicion grow, and at the same time, pathological gullibility to obvious lies. People have suddenly become so simple that the times when they were cunning and thieving are remembered with nostalgia. Here people compete with each other in how to increase the fertility of men and women dying in the war in droves, who are simultaneously rubbed in about traditional values and given instructions on how not to approach a husband suffering from PTSD from behind. Someone suggests conducting a special reproductive surgery, someone suggests regularly recounting the eggs in women's ovaries, apparently believing that the recounting procedure itself will somehow improve the situation with their fertilization. If we go deeper, we can publish an encyclopedia of modern Russian stupidity, which will very quickly surpass the great Soviet encyclopedia in volume. These processes pleasantly complement each other, together creating a unique flavor of modern Russian life. Political scientist Vladimir Pastyakov reflected on the mass dumbing down of the Russian population. Russians have increased their credit card spending to a 2.5-year high. According to the Scoring Bureau, customers have begun to use credit cards more actively for everyday spending, postponing the transfer of savings from deposits and accounts. Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan wants to turn the republic into anti-Russia, said First Deputy Chairman of the State Duma Defense Committee Alexei Zhuravlev. According to him, this has happened to Ukraine before, but its potential is running out of steam, so a new victim is needed. The scenario does not change. According to the MP, Armenia will never join any Western structures, which is again evident from the example of Ukraine. But the country will be poisoned by Russophobia for many years. The governor of the Belgorod region announced that he will go on vacation for 2 weeks, because everyone needs a vacation to spend one's accumulated wealth. Tell that to the men in trenches whose salaries you are skimming, while you sip coffees and enjoy the sun in Cyprus. All 26 defendants in the case of the attack on the Wildberries office have asked to be sent to the SVO, reports, citing a source familiar with the investigation. It is known that at least 6 defendants in the case are from Chechnya, and at least one of them, Umar Chichayev, serves in the Rosgvardia Special Forces Unit, Akhmet. According to him, in the position of deputy commander. Has this content been useful to you? Would you like to see more research and translation content from Beefeater Fella? If you do, and you want to stay up to date with my work, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel now. It takes just a few seconds and it's free. This is really important. Your support and recommendations can make a big difference to the channel. Avtovaz plans to start producing the third-generation Renault Logan and Sandero. These models are 75% ready for assembly. A significant part of the problems with components and tooling was solved during the production of Lada Iskra, writes Ruski Avtomobil. The cars will be assembled at Avtozavod St. Petersburg, and will go on sale under the Excite brand. Russia to increase military spending to new record. The Russian war will cost $142 billion in a year, Bloomberg reports. The Russian government is preparing to sharply increase budget spending on the military again to pay the bill for the war in Ukraine, which has already cost Russian taxpayers 22 trillion rubles. in 2025, the Federal Treasury will spend a record 13.2 trillion rubles, or $142 billion, under the national defense item, according to a draft budget law that is being prepared for submission to the State Duma. Now Putin is just printing money to delay the gallows. The budget deficit with all the printed rubles will take 150 years to pay off. What an idiot, but we deserve him. He is a true Russian idiot. Chinese Zika to block cars imported to Russia under grey schemes, experts warn. At the same time, Russian car dealers have already begun offering customers to reprogram the cars for at least 75,000 rubles. But they don't give any guarantees. According to Avtostat, at least a third of cars of this brand imported to the Russian Federation will be switched off. Russia may ban the sale of iPhones this year. The Russian government has supported a bill requiring the sale of gadgets only with access to the RU App Store. In the meantime, Apple are making billions in sales in Russia with Tim Cook's knowledge and blessing. It makes the balance sheet work for Apple shareholders. Russian schoolchildren have begun to be advertised loans for higher education. School administrations are trying to convince them that there is no point in paying tutors, and that it is more rational to go straight to the commercial department, borrowing money from a bank. Experts have calculated that in 2024, prices for commercial education have increased by 20 to 40%. A surge in the birth rate and insufficient funding for universities could worsen the trend, they warned. It would be better if you were a boy. The Russian Orthodox Church condemned women who had never given birth or breastfed. Putin submitted to the State Duma a bill on the possibility of the Russian president extending the term of service of the investigative committee chairman who has reached 70 years of age. His trusted crime partner, the current head of the agency, Bastrykin, is 71 years old. A new trend called, "Let's Go," is gaining popularity among teenagers, which involves mass theft of food from stores. School children commit thefts and then brag about it on social networks. Relocators, cowards who left Russia, now enjoy café lattes in European cities, while claiming they are victims, are being asked to return to Russia. Russians who have moved complain about the ads that are following them on all social networks. They are urged to return to their homeland and promised help with documents. These cowards should be sent to the front immediately and their return. The chat is unverified. I do not endorse the views expressed. Be wary of disinformation and DYOR. I monitor and translate Vatnik channels as a general mood check, so you don't have to.